Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. For today we're going to be having a look at the Walgreens exclusive DC Comics Multiverse Flash action figure that is part of the Dark Knight Returns universe. I can't wait to open this bad boy up, so let's just get started. The packaging itself, as you can see, is regular Multiverse window box packaging with the Flash down in the bottom left hand corner here, and then if you flip the package around, you can see other figures that are part of the Dark Knight Returns universe as well. Armor Batman, Carrie Kelly Robbins, Superman. The Wonder Woman has not came out yet. She's going to be part of a mini wave with Wonder Girl and possibly Aquaman and Superman from the Super Friends multiverse figures. The Joker I don't yet have, but I do have the Mutant Leader. Man, Mattel is just knocking it out of the park. They're the ones who have given us the most Dark Knight Returns characters. I hope they give us Green Arrow and Aquaman too, and possibly a Green Lantern, but I don't foresee that in the future. But I do have Flash now, and I do have the Atom. Hooray! Today we'll be opening up this Flash figure, compliments of my X-Acto blade. Be careful, people, when using sharp objects, not to cut off your fingers, because fingers are important, as we all know. Open up the side, he slides right out, box goes over the shoulder, here's the background, it goes over the shoulder, and in the package we have little tiny mini Atom, the much coveted Bruce Wayne head that you can only get if you buy this figure or you pay a scalper on eBay, and Flash himself with his giant, huge, yellow, big, thick-soled shoes. So yeah, now that we've seen at a glance everything that does come in the package, let's take a closer look at everything. So having that much closer look at the Atom, you can actually see that the sculpting on this figure is pretty good. The paint job is, a tad sloppy, but what do you expect when the figure is as small as this? You can see a little Atom is off to the side, but overall, I mean, you don't have to look at it for a long time or very close. It just kind of sits there at the feet of your other Dark Knight Returns characters. So this to me is just a nice little added pack-in, a nice little bonus with the actual figure. Now we have this close-up shot of Old Man Bruce's head, and you can see with the sculpting, they've done an impeccable job, I think, of capturing Bruce's likeness in the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns universe. Look at the side profile there. They just did an excellent job. Good job, Four Horsemen. Great work as always. Love it. And now we get to old Flashy Pants here, and you can see that it's quite evident that they've used likely the exact same buck that they used for most of the Flash figures in the DC Universe Classics. What I mean by most is there was an All-Star Flash figure that had a slightly bigger buck, and he was molded in a brighter red, whereas all the rest were molded from the muscular but slightly smaller male buck, as is this Flash as well. Let's get a closer look at him. Looking just a little bit closer at the Flash figure, we can see that the paint apps they're okay. I mean, there's times like up here on the bicep that the paint apps can be a little bit sloppy. They're a little bit sloppy here and a little bit sloppy there. Mattel is known for letting slightly sloppy product leave the factory. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, the black looks nice and crisp. The symbol on his chest, the lightning bolt in the circle, looks good. It's nice and clean. The face looks clean. The paint apps on the face look, pretty good from my standpoint, what I can see here. The big difference, aside from the color on this Flash, is the fact that he's got these giant shoes. I'm sorry, they look like rave shoes from the 1990s. Now, as much as I wanted this figure, I'm not going to lie, this is not my favorite Flash design. I think it's a very bizarre idea to put Flash in a big black romper. At least he was wearing it before it was cool, and we haven't had to watch him dab, but I still think it's a very strange choice of costume. Then again, there's a lot of strange things about Frank Miller's Dark Knight universe now, isn't there? Now, just taking a few seconds here to talk about the articulation this Flash has, it seems almost kind of pointless because everyone who collects DC Universe Classics knows the articulation to expect from these figures, but I'm going to go over it anyway, just for posterity's sake. You have the typical hinge swivel shoulders, you have the swivel bicep, the single jointed elbow, the swivel wrist, the head on a ball joint, and then you have the swivel spin waist. You have the typical DC Universe Classics groin articulation where it's on a hinge and it's on a hinge here. You have the typical articulation here above the knee. You have the knee single jointed articulation, and you have the ankle articulation. That is not a rocker. Very typical and par for the course for a DC Universe Classics. Oh, and the ab crunch. Can't forget the ab crunch. So here, just for a quick size comparison, we have the original release of the Flash from DC Universe Classics and the Signature Series DC Universe Classics Wally West Flash. on either side of the Dark Knight Returns. And one thing you'll notice is the Dark Knight Returns Flash is just a little bit taller because of the massive soles on his very strange Big Bird shoes. But other than that, he's pretty much exactly the same. I think that for all three, they probably used the exact same buck. And heck, with these two, as you can see, they used the exact same head sculpt. I'm not going to complain that much because in the Dark Knight universe, Flash is actually not that bulky of a character in comparison to Batman and Superman. So as far as I'm concerned, this will still fit right in with the rest of the Dark Knight figures. Speaking of which, here we see them all together for that size comparison. Now, Superman and Batman are standing just a little bit behind the Flash here, so let me just move them directly next to him so you can get a more accurate size comparison. There. That's probably a little bit better. And they're not that bad. I think that this is completely and totally acceptable for size. And also, just for anyone who's wondering, this is actually what the Old Man Bruce head looks like on top of a Batman body. Not too shabby. Looks just right. Anyhow, I think I've said just about everything there is to say about the Walgreens exclusive Dark Knight Returns Flash figure. So if you like this video, please leave a like on the video. Leave any comments you have down in the comments section below. If you like this content, please subscribe so that you never miss a video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.